Hey, folks, it's Bronco Planet. Chad, it's Danny. It's Bronco Planet and Shaddy. A little high five there, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Finally wrapping up the AFC West, folks, courtesy of not only a Denver win, but a Kansas City loss. And let's just talk about, gifting.
Yeah.
We gave, no doubt about it. We gave Indy a gift a few weeks ago. They reciprocate today. Your Denver Broncos now, the AFC West champions. Shad, let's just talk about the game. How, and believe me, there was a little bit of roller coaster. You see these spikes, folks? Each and every spike represent a moment of the game where I freaking lost my mind. But the end result, obviously, a big win. Let's talk about the first half, Shad.
All right. Well, I'd like to sum up the game in two words: victory and history.
Okay.
Two great things that happened.
Sure.
Broncos come back. I hear what you're saying. Sloppy at times. Right. I think for a while there, Franklin's going for Paul Howard's record for most penalties in a game.
Real quick, and you just hit just struck a nerve with me.
Was that one of those spikes? I bet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All of a sudden, you just had this epiphany, this realization that the Denver Broncos just turned into the Oakland Raiders of penalties.
Yeah, Vasquez, the only lineman who didn't get flagged or something.
I guess courtesy clap there for Mr. Vasquez.
But the rest of them pretty sloppy, and it just didn't seem in sync for a long time. But at the same time, you're racking up almost 300 passing yards for Manning at the half. Then he comes out 0 for 8. That was a little troubling, 1 for 8 at one time on third down conversion. So it was, it was a little sloppy at times, but then it's just total domination. And Peyton Manning, I mean, four receivers for touchdowns, and just a great game. 400 yards. He's first time in his career he's over 5,000 passing yards. So at the end of the day, you can't get too mad at him. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, we're rolling in the playoffs. We're going to get a bye week. We got to get some momentum. We got to be hitting our stride, because we learned last year when you don't peak at the right time, bad things happen in the playoffs. So I think that's leading to some of your frustration at times.
Well, yeah, again, we talk about what we already know how prolific the Bronco offense is, and you just touched on some very good things. 51 touchdowns. Yeah, new record.
In your face, Brady.
Yeah,
in your face.
If he actually plays next week, and we'll touch a little bit about that later on in the show, he could certainly go after the yardage. But honestly, I think you gotta, if we're gonna give a game ball, you can give a game ball to Peyton. Obviously, that's a pretty prolific day. But we haven't seen a day like this from our defense in quite a while, Shad.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm good. Second week in a row, we see Sly Williams get a sack. There were times that the
Do you want to issue that apology now to Sly after all the beatdowns we've given that guy?
No. We just wanted him to get on the field. I don't think it was critical of him. It's just like you spend a #1 draft pick.
Sure.
You want to see him on the field.
Want a little production.
He has an opportunity, and he's seizing that opportunity. So great job. Mike Adams, who has been suspect at times, comes up with really a game momentum changer with his interception. So I think that was huge and good pressure. And then I love what they did with Champ Bailey. I love it when you have
Folks, we've been talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it.
You got DRC on one side, you got Harris on the other, and you got Champ playing a little bit of nickel and running around.
Absolutely.
I think that makes sense, and I think Champ was happy. I think Eric Decker continues to show his worth, and it's important because a lot of people didn't think Decker would be back. The Broncos got to figure out where they spend their money
next year. Yeah,
and then the other wild card is, maybe the only big downer of the game is, Vaughn leaves, and we haven't heard him. We're not going to find out till Monday. That could be very, very serious.
When and I replayed that play several times on the old DVR, courtesy of DirecTV, but it didn't look like that big a deal. It wasn't that big of a hit. It wasn't directly on the knee. It was a plant and kind of a weird offsetting thing. Fingers crossed, Christmas miracle, whatever you want to call it, Shaddy. But going forward, if we're going to make this march to the Super Bowl, Von Miller has to be a part of that defense.
Absolutely. It didn't look too bad to you as you sat there eating your nachos on your couch.
Nothing looks bad when I'm eating nachos, Shad.
But and I think DRC is certainly playing well, and it's fun to see our old friend who's been on this set, Joe Mays, having a good game on the other side.
Little love to Joe.
And so anyway, I think the Broncos have done a lot of good things, spreading the ball out, getting Welker healthy. I thought up till the end, hey, Trenton Holiday, he got it together. He's doing pretty good. He's fair catching when he should. Had some nice returns, and then the bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yep.
And so then next thing you see, Decker out there.
One thing we will give credit to Trenton Holiday is he actually did not catch the ball. Well, actually, He did at the 2:45 mark in the third quarter. He actually waved it off. The ball went back. It was kind of what we've been yapping about for the past month, it seems. But it's Trendon. It's this or that, and I guess at this point you got to accept it, Chad.
High risk, high reward.
Yep, high risk, high reward. It is what it is. But the payoff, I think, with Trendon Holiday, versus anybody else that the Broncos have thrown back into that, there's many more hands on that roster that are better than Trendon Holiday's, and I think all of you will agree. What lacks is that explosiveness, that actual opportunity to take it to the house, and that's obviously why Trendon is still there. But all in all, that first 2 quarters of football, it was just kind of the third quarter was and finally things start coming around, and offensively, here we are. We've always said we don't worry about the offense. It is what it is. Peyton Manning's at the helm. You got arguably the best trio of receivers in the NFL. You got Noshawn Moreno that has been very, very prolific this year, and they are the ones sputtering.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, our defense, which has been our biggest problem the whole freaking year, is actually doing some good things.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, but
I just want to see it all come together.
We played the Texans today, who have got the worst losing streak, so you can't, although we're going to give them some kudos, that wasn't a high-class offense, right?
No, but let's, you talk about high class, let's talk about a little bit of high class to the Houston Texan fans, celebrating Peyton's 51st, touchdown pass. Everybody
might as well enjoy history
Houston,
while you're there.
You're a bunch of good eggs down there, and we certainly appreciate that.
And when you got a quarterback that sucks on your team who's missing part of his earlobe, I mean, of course you're going to clap for the other guy.
Well, yeah, they clapped when he got hurt, for Pete's sakes. But it was definitely kind of an up and down game. But at some point the Broncos definitely need to put all facets together in one game. And moving forward right now with the Chiefs loss, Denver's obviously locked it up. During the taping of this broadcast, the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens are still playing, so there's still a little something else out there. I guess the big question mark is we saw Brock Osweiler come in the fourth quarter when it didn't mean anything. Do you think Denver sits Peyton next week?
No, I think New England's up 14-0 as of this taping, and so I think if New England wins, you cannot, you don't want to tie with them, and I think you have to play it out. Now, if you get ahead, or maybe New England comes back and loses one late in this game, then who knows? But right now, I say maybe it's not a whole game, but I say you play, you build a little momentum, you get out there, and hopefully you get a lead. Raiders are cheap, though.
Sure.
And all you need is a cheap shot on Peyton Manning, and then we'll be watching home movies and eating popcorn at the house. Our playoff chances are
it's definitely something that is concerning. But you also have to, home field advantage, people, is so important. And we talked about this last year, and we saw that happened as well. But the one thing that has bothered me for quite some time, we talked about it on this show a year ago, with Broncos, going out winning home field advantage. They have a bye week. And the offense came back and just flopped. There's something to be said for rest and relaxation and healing and getting yourself right. There's also, I think, a bigger thing to be said about being on the field, repetition,
being in
the
groove.
flow. Being in the groove, being in the flow of game. So.
Well, no, I agree with you on that one, and I hate to agree with you all the time, but
me
on
too.
that one, I'll line it up with you. And speaking of what bothers me
is that prize monkey.
That we are like 10 minutes in and we haven't seen the prize monkey, and he's dying to get out here.
That's disturbing, actually.
Let go of the monkey, for Pete's sake.
Prize monkey, that monkey's funky.
Say what?
Prize monkey, that monkey's funky.
Alrighty. Everybody knows that prize monkey's funky, Shad. What do we have this week?
Especially funky during this Christmas edition
absolutely.
of Bronco Planet. Well, excited. We teased you a little bit.
His foot is okay.
Chad Bailey back in action.
Yep.
So we're going to give this away. All you got to do, the routine. Comment anywhere on YouTube, anywhere on Bronco Planet, anywhere you see the video, Twitter.
Yeah, sure.
Anywhere.
Right on.
Comment you're in that, but somebody's not going to have to wait.
Right.
We're excited about this next prize going.
Bam!
There you go.
Right, look at this. Little Miles, the mascot. And who are we giving this away to, Shaddy?
One of our favorite little fans out there. Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Alex, we love all the things you do.
Sure.
You go to camp with Sam. You're hanging out all the time. You go to the Booster Club events. Alex gave us Good Luck sweatbands, which we don't have on now because we only wear them during the game. Broncos play great. We appreciate you giving to us. We give to you.
Yoink.
Alex, appreciate all you're doing. Great example for other kids. Work hard in school and love the Broncos.
Congratulations. A little courtesy clap there, Shaddy. And moving forward here, obviously we still have one more game. This whole season is just a blur. Just whoop.
Yeah,
we are so here. Fast. Yeah, so fast. One of the big important things that we always talked about, certainly in the earlier part of the season, and once again, here we are looking right down the barrel of Raider Week.
Yeah, well, the Raiders scare you always a little bit because they're cheap at times. You're playing away. But I think the Broncos got to come out. They got to play their starters. You have to get in a groove. Maybe don't play the whole game. I'm a little worried just because it's the Raiders, but at the end of the day, Broncos have won the AFC. Right. I think they'll go ahead and clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and I'm just hoping that we stay healthy. Fingers crossed on Von Miller, get Wes Welker back, and then, we're off and rolling. You see how important it is when you have your big players in there. Julius Thomas, back healthy today, have a nice game, and good things.
Sure.
I'm so thankful. It's time. It's Christmas, for Pete's sake, Danny.
And absolutely. And on that note, obviously, Christmas right around the corner. From us to all of you out there, certainly the very merriest of Christmas. God bless. Thank you so much for watching. Go Broncos, and we'll see you here in about a week, Shaddy.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We just did, Jesus.
Okay. All right.
Merry Christmas.